Hello and welcome to Patched. I'm your host, Paul James, joined by Matto Phillips. How's things, mate?
It's a bit odd where it's
Recording on a
Friday.
Thursday. And it's
Recording on
going...
a Thursday, released on a Friday.
Yeah, it's... Well, you do things differently when Nintendo Directs pop up. We couldn't quite do it the same day in terms of Australian time and all those sort of things. I had a basketball game to play and win by a point. But, yeah, we're backing up to talk about the Nintendo Direct. Probably a good thing. We can even claim that we planned this all along because we missed our normal Tuesday. Things just went awry.
Let's
But
just
we meant
say
it
that.
all along,
Yes, we knew it was coming. We didn't know when.
and we nailed it.
We purposely cancelled on Monday
That's it.
for
That's
this
it.
to happen.
We're all over it. All right, we're going to go through our top 5 games each, but I'm sure there's going to be at least some crossover probably. Our top 5 games each from the Nintendo Direct, the June one that's kind of been announced for about a month. We knew it was coming. We knew roughly when it was coming, but it's finally happened. Before we do so, some honorable mentions. I don't know if you've got any on your side, but I wanted to acknowledge first up a game that I never thought could ever possibly happen, and I thought it would only ever remain a South Park reference. That is Hello Kitty Island Adventure. That was quoted
Yes. Okay.
during
Yes. Yes.
that was quoted during Make Love Not Warcraft in 2006. 18 years later, Hello Kitty Island Adventure
season
is
10.
a thing.
Season 10.
And that
Yes,
is
that's
amazing.
when Hello Kitty Island Adventure came up. That's the first thing I thought of.
I was
Well, I
stunned.
just laughed. I thought, wait, is this for real? Or is this
Actually a thing.
where's Butters? Where's Butters when you need him?
And surely they're gonna if you're doing PR for this thing, you are riding that wave for as long as you possibly can. All PR, all marketing. That's all it's about.
I do find it funny because that Hello Kitty Island Adventure was mentioned within for 10 seconds of that episode, and it just stuck.
It's become a game.
Which is probably one of the funniest things ever.
So
it's great.
it's a
It's
great,
fantastic.
great little surprise to come out of it. It'll be an awful game, but who cares? I'm almost tempted to buy it because of the circumstance. Like that's crazy to me. But anyway,
Was it 18 years.
Yeah, 18 years since.
18 years later, we finally get Hello Kitty Island Adventures. Brilliant.
I do have one legitimate honourable mention, but I'll save that to the end just in case. I don't think it'll come up on your list, but just in case anyway. Do you have them ranked on your end, or did you just have 5 games?
I'd say the number 1 is ranked. Everything else can float around.
All right, well then let's maybe start with the game that kind of got us both up and about the most, and then we'll just kind of work backwards from there. What was the game that you were most excited about from the Nintendo Direct?
Most excited, it went dark. And then
3 green lights.
3 green lights.
Not Sam Fisher.
But it wasn't 3 green lights, it was a spaceship.
Yeah, good. We got the same number 1.
Yes, the number 1, which was, we finally...
Number 4.
Number 4. It has got a kind of a window, 2025.
We know it's coming out, which is a good start.
It's coming, which is a good thing, which I think 2025, I say brilliant. They can still remaster 2 and 3 and then into 4.
There's time.
Smart. I like it. But that 90-second trailer, and I've been laughing at this whole time, that 90-second trailer gave me more than what the 20-minute Dragon Age gameplay trailer gave me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we were talking about potentially doing an episode on that before things didn't work out, and we very deliberately planned to do a Nintendo Direct thing instead. I was pretty up and about that, but I get it though. I can totally see that. But yeah, that 90 seconds was a good 90 seconds.
That 90 seconds gave me everything. We got our enemy, which is future Samus, probably. It's the clone of Samus for sure. Or former best friend. I don't know.
I just need him to, and it doesn't fit timelines and all those sorts of things, and I'm sure that they'd want to avoid it like the plague, but they need to just drop a "Remember Me," just like from Samus. Metroid Other M.
You might get it. Might be another trailer that says,
I don't think the Remember Me trailer. Metroid Prime 4 is unreal. That looked, I mean, that had it kind of, and so I was originally watching the Direct on my phone. I planned on like staying awake and watching it, and I had my phone there, I had my earbud in, I was ready to listen, everything was good to go. Fell asleep in the end before the Direct started. Then woke up at, I don't know, maybe 2 o'clock for some reason. Realized I'd missed it. Just started watching it on my phone. So it wasn't really the best environment to watch that Metroid trailer. But watching it again afterwards, holy shit.
Oh man, when it just goes to that first person mode view and you just go, oh, give me now.
Like,
Just
here we go.
like we're back finally.
And the game looks great. Like, there's,
Oh yes.
and kind of going back to the video quality thing, like, it didn't really show through when I was watching on the phone, but I look at that afterwards, I go, oh, this has a bit of a Breath of the Wild feel about it, in that that's, potentially a generation straddling game. Something we've seen from Zeldas in the past. I mean, Breath of the Wild did it, Twilight Princess did it. We've seen this before, but it'd be cool if Metroid Prime 4 did it. I think, putting the game in front of 100 and what will probably be close to 150 million Switch owners by the time the game comes out, plus however many people, and I'm sure some of those will be double up anyway, but plus however many people go on to buy the Switch 2 or whatever it's called, that'd be huge for that franchise. So I'm hoping they do it, and it looks amazing. So it just makes me think that might be a console generation straddling title.
You would think so. It would make sense if you did. I don't see why you would just leave it on the Switch and not put it on whatever their new console's going to be. It just seems, if it's coming out in 2025, when the new
console's
coming out, it's it's not stupid. Like you said, there's probably going to be 150 million owners. So, but how do you want people to buy new console?
But what happens when people buy a new console? They basically try and buy everything because they want a library of games to go straight away. I mean, the attachment rate for Zelda, like Breath of the Wild when it first came out, I know we don't love it, but in that first, I think it was year, maybe 6 months, whatever it was, the attachment rate for Zelda was 136% of owners had Zelda. More people had bought Zelda than they'd bought Switches.
What?
And I'm not talking about because of the Wii U numbers. I'm talking about like people had gone and bought Zelda and then would just wait until they were able to get their Switch. Because remember, there was like shortages of Switches everywhere. So people had gotten the game, but they didn't have anything to play it with yet. And that was fine. People just seemed to be okay with that because they just, I'll get my Switch eventually and then I'll play Zelda. So, and, obviously we've seen the Switch bump for heaps of games. And like Metroid Dread was, I think, now the best selling Metroid game ever. But I think this will be different again. If you can launch this thing day and date with the new console, you get the Switch owners, but you also get the Switch 2 or whatever it is owners buying as well, especially the Switch 2 buyers, because they'll look to just buy whatever is available for the thing day one, as long as it's not Nintendo Land sort of bullshit. They're gonna jump on it. That's probably instantly going to be the best selling Metroid of all time.
And then they'll go and ask when they play, where's this game been? And I'll say, GameCube.
Yeah.
And Wii.
You had plenty of time.
Where it's been. Yes. You had plenty of bloody time to play it. There was a remastered version. Probably didn't want to play that because you're like, oh, this is stupid. Incorrect. It is a fantastic game and you should go play it.
Yeah. So, clear number one. I'm glad we're in sync with number one. But then we'll go from there and I'll toss it back over to you again. So, I know yours is unordered. I'll just kind of bounce back with my ordered ones whenever is appropriate. Right. What else have you got on your list?
This one might be a bit of an odd one, but I think of the amount of gameplay trailers that we saw, which were a lot, and it was very, in typical Nintendo fashion, RPG heavy. But that's what they do.
No, like you just talking about gameplay and like, okay, cool. You're talking about RPGs. I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting you to put an RPG in your list.
Well, I could go one better, but it was Dragon Quest 3.
Holy shit, that's on your list?
That is on my list.
That's unreal.
I was scratching my head because, yes, saw the trailer, I thought, it looks cool. I like the art, this, that, 3. And then after the 3 announced, and they said coming late, and then next year, 1 and 2, and I was scratching my head going, why would you release 3 now and then 1 and 2 afterwards? And we got the explanation from the creator. He said, play 3 first. I'm like, okay, I'll listen to you.
Yeah, number 3 is essentially a prequel in the end.
I see. I was like, okay, I'll listen to the man that created the game. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, number 3 is basically a prequel. So, and also how happy is Yuji Horii in that video? Like he's smile all over his face. He's got his little slime on his lap. He's loving life.
I've never seen someone. It's like, why are the Japanese always so happy, especially in the gaming side of things. You
Well,
see, you
why
go to
aren't
the
we happy
American
enough?
side, yeah, and you go to the American side of things, they're just all miserable because,
Serious all the
let's be
time.
honest, executives, dickheads. Where
Pretty
the
much.
seems like the Japanese executives say, no, if you don't have fun, you're out. No, it just seems you just scratch your head because you scratch your head, look at the Japanese side of things, and you look at it and go, they're smiling, they're having fun, this, that, they're making games, there's zero layoffs, and then you go across the ocean
What's
and
going
it's
on
just
here?
layoffs, layoffs, layoffs. Hey, this studio, gone, gone, gone. Game, scrap. It's everything like this. You go, why? And then Japan comes in and goes, hey, here's Monster Hunter. Suck eggs, you silly
Yes.
Americans.
um, yeah, the Japanese just nail it. They're on fire as like as a country producing video games. They're white hot at the moment. Obviously, Capcom's doing a lot of that heavy lifting, but um,
There's
geez,
always
I
one.
can't believe that Dragon Quest, like a super traditional JRPG, turn based and all that sort of stuff, and not not a Final Fantasy VII remake style turn based,
No.
like legit old school turn based, is on your list. For me, it was my number three.
Oh,
So, and that's only because a franchise I deeply love that's kind of annoyed me in recent years actually put together something pretty cool. So, I'll on that note, I'll jump across to my number two. You've spoken pretty well about Dragon Quest, so I'll leave that be. But yeah, that's my number three, along with one and two, and really excited for that. There was rumors about it becoming a trilogy beforehand, and I assumed it was going to be a trilogy, not two separate releases in the end. But I'll take it. That's fine. Gives me time to digest three and then come back for one and two
yeah. But I sort of feel like they did that just so you play three
in the
first,
right order. Yeah,
then one and two.
yeah, that makes
Because
sense.
otherwise, you got idiots who just go by, a numbering system, which is
Yeah, they're not going to try and renumber them, but they're going to force your hand to play them in the intended
yes,
order. So
yes,
that makes
unlike
sense.
Luigi's Mansion, where they just dropped the Dark Moon. He's like, no, it's Dark Moon, not Luigi Mansion
Yeah,
2,
none of this bullshit.
Dark Moon.
But there's probably some sort of marketing logic behind it. For me, number two is Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom.
Okay,
Um,
yeah, that's on there. That's on there too for me.
and I like this because obviously you and I have not been fans of Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Now, I don't know about you, but I still haven't played Tears of the Kingdom yet. But it's still
No,
got that
me
Breath of the
either.
Wild style, and that really didn't do it for me. But I mean, we've discussed this before. The things that we didn't really like about those games were the stamina and um, well, mostly the stamina, but the weapon degradation and those sorts of
Yeah,
things as well. I don't know about you, but especially when it comes to what they were looking to do with Tears of the Kingdom, I had no problems with like the way they would get you to use your different tools to kind of create your own path through a scenario. Like they might
yes.
have their intended solution to a puzzle, but you didn't have to do it that way. You could stack a whole bunch of things and scramble up them if that's what you want, whatever the case happened to be.
Or
So I
just
like
make
that.
fire dicks.
Yeah,
The classic fire dicks. Yes.
classic fire dick. So I didn't mind the fact that like those sorts of elements were present in this trailer. Like you could see Zelda specifically this time, which is a cool first for the franchise. But using her magic to kind of build kind of environmental things that would allow her to navigate a space in a way that perhaps you weren't supposed to. And there'll be ways to break the game, I'm sure, doing that, which is pretty sweet. And all of that then being
Definitely.
merged with more traditional top-down Zelda. I mean, this is clearly set. I don't know if you've seen some people kind of doing still frames and those sort of things, but like this is clearly set in the world of A Link to the Past as well. From
Yes.
the Link fighting Ganon bit at the beginning, which was weird and threw me off. I'm like, oh, that's a weird way to announce a remake for this to show the final boss encounter, and then obviously flip it on the head at that point. But also there's like that moment near the end of the trailer where she's kind of standing on a cliff looking out over the world, and you're like, oh, I recognize that bit, I recognize that bit, I recognize that, like the positioning of the castle compared to everything else. Like, instantly, it was setting off alarm bells everywhere. So it's set in that world, which is cool. It's going to be contained, but also going to give you a lot of scope to get creative, which I think is the sweet spot. And as long as they don't bring weapon degradation, that sort of bullshit in, then I'm going to be stoked.
Well, it doesn't even look like you have a weapon. You just have
Well, yeah, he's
you make
using creating
enemies. Just
magic.
throw
Yeah,
rocks,
throw
throw
rocks or
rocks,
spawn things to do the
clone
damage for you.
enemies. It's a wasted opportunity just for a laugh called The Legend of Link. Wasted opportunity.
Yeah, they've missed that chance.
I
But
mean,
it looks real
so,
good. I'm real happy.
yeah.
And
And I
it's
know people
only a few
complain
months off
like,
too.
yeah, and people complain like, oh, the graphics look shit. It's like, go away. Go play your stupid, shitty Witcher game and not play it. People are saying the exact same thing about, this little
Wind
boy on a
Waker.
boat Wind Waker. Everyone said, "Oh, the graphics look like crap," and guess what? It's probably one of the best Zelda games. So
Best looking, one of the best games
best
still
looking.
looking ever. So
Yes. How many other Zelda games since have you been able to go on a boat and a ship and sail wherever you want, or
yeah,
wherever the
nailed it.
wind takes, or wherever the wind takes you with your magic musical dick? I forget what it's called.
The King of Lions, the boat.
I know where you go. You got a little C stick. You got to point your little.
Oh,
I forgot what it's called. It's
yeah,
not
no,
just called a
yeah.
Wind Waker, is
It'll,
it?
the little wand.
Yes,
Yeah,
little wand. We'll
yeah,
call it the musical wand.
yeah. I've forgotten
I
now.
don't know what it's called. It's been a while since I played it.
Yeah, good game. And I think Echoes of Wisdom will be too. And yeah, it'll be interesting to play a game that you're not playing as Link, or maybe they're trying to set it up and then they're going to flip the script, and at some point you do take over Link, like you kind of save him and then Link
Well, it
continues
feels
on
like
from there.
it.
Yeah, well, because after what 30 years they've never done it. Like they've never done this, so you just feel like there's going to be a moment where it changes.
You sort of feel like there's going to be like a parallel world situation.
That could be a thing. Yeah, that could be an interesting one. That way they
But
kind of
that
give
could be-
people
that
what
could
they
be-
love and something new at the same time. That
But
would be a
that-
very cool way of doing it.
Yes, but that also could be the follow up to the next game if they do that. Who knows?
True.
You play, but who knows? Who knows what they're doing over there in?
Well, back over to
Japan.
you then, because we've both gone through three. Like we've got 3 games on our list already sorted, and we've gone
Alright,
through my
my
1, 2,
next
and
one-
3.
Yes, well, this one you definitely won't have. I guarantee it.
Oh,
Even though, yes, it's Ace Attorney Investigations.
yeah, no, I don't have that there.
Yeah, definitely no. I knew that. I'm a fan of the Phoenix Wright games, and this one's just where you can play with improved graphics or old style shitty graphics. So you can do your old 60 frames. No, it's not 60 frames a second. Nintendo doesn't do 60 frames.
But you can flip from
30
SD to HD and all that. So yeah,
Yes, that's how television works, people. So that's like the optometrist. Is this the first one better or the second? If it's the first one with blurry pixelation, probably wear some glasses if that's the case. But yeah, it's I can't remember when it's out. I think it's soon or next year. I don't
yeah,
know.
I'll try and have a look while we're.
Yeah, I can quickly check now. Give me a date. Give me a date. We're close. We're close. Oh, doesn't tell me. Oh, never mind. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. So it's a bit different this time because you're playing the other guy on the other side of the courtroom. So that's going to be interesting, and you can move around, which is
Moving is good.
moving is good.
People like to move,
I don't want to read all the time.
except those that don't. But they won't be lasting much longer, so that's fine.
No.
Oh no, just kind of eyeballing the viewer after. I was just kind of suggesting that all overweight people who don't move have got a problem. Bit insensitive.
Oh no, I was going to say something else. I'm not going to say no. No, I will
I'm
not say that.
skimming through my list. I haven't found Ace Attorney yet, but there is something in my head that was like, it's this year. I just can't seem to find
I
it
just
yet.
can't remember when. I think.
Oh, there we go.
just like-
September 6th.
yeah, so it's mostly every other game this year coming out at the back end of the year.
Same day as Astrobot. What a bad move.
Oh, R.I.P. Ace Attorney.
Same day as Astro, off the back of Stalker, Stalker 2.
Oh, what? Right old pickle.
Yeah.
You got like 365 other days you can choose. You have to choose it between
That one.
Stalker 2 and Astro.
Big Xbox exclusive, big PlayStation exclusive, and they just
Small
decided to go with
Nintendo.
it. Yeah. Not even exclusive. It's coming to all platforms.
Oh,
My number 4 on the list then, it's Funko Fusion. No.
Oh god. Yeah.
Mario and Luigi Brothership.
Right. Oh, that's my one as well.
Which is also like there's a theme through. Oh, great. So we're like,
We're done.
well, that's your list done. I've only got one more left then. But 4 out of our 5 end up being the same. So nice small list of games for everyone this time. Look, I'm not crazy about the name. Why is it Brothership? Why is it not Brotherhood? Brothership is not a word.
Well, I think they're not assassins. They're brothers. You can't. Why call it brother something? Can't you just call it, I don't know, ship? Or hood? I don't know what the whole brother ship. Unless there's a
Mario
ship
and
involved.
Luigi Mario, the game,
The movie. The game, the movie.
of which we now got it confirmed it's like April 6th or something for the new
Oh,
movie
next one.
in 2026.
Yes. Yes.
and then the Japanese are getting it 3 weeks later. Poor
That's
sods.
stiff.
They made this shit and they got to wait longest.
That's not. That's just not fair.
But I am
They're being
excited for the fact that
pushed
my kids will be old enough to take to the movies at that point. I mean, both of them. Yeah, I mean the game looks really sweet. I didn't think we'd ever get another one of these after they shut down Alpha Dream, the team who made them, 2-3 years ago. But turns out Nintendo's just continuing on with their little run of remaking or kind of revitalizing Mario-related RPGs, because we've obviously seen the remake of Super Mario RPG, we've seen the remaster of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, and now a new title for Mario and Luigi. And I mean, it's cool, like really interactive in like all the ways that the other games have been. Looks like the humor's there, the visuals look great, but also still kind of, even though it's gone all 3D and it's really embracing what the Switch can do, it still feels like looks and feels like some of those older games as well. I reckon they've nailed the aesthetic, and then we'll just have to wait and see when it comes to the game itself. But they're off to a pretty good start.
Yes.
But it's on your list as well. So what was it? What was it about the game that was doing it for you?
I thought to start off with, it was a remake of the old Mario and Luigi game back on was it the DS?
Oh yeah, on the DS there was Bowser's Inside Story, but before that there was Superstar Saga.
Because that's what I thought. I thought, it's another remake, this or that. I thought it feels like the old Paper Mario with the whole turn-based style combat. So that's what got me into it, and that's really it. Don't know what the story's about. It's just I was just laughing at this.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's 4 of them. So yeah, we mentioned Bowser's Inside Story. That's the 3rd one. Superstar Saga, which was the original Dream Team, which is the 4th one, and Partners in Time, which was the 2nd one. And yeah, they go back to like Game Boy Advance, and then kind of up from there. Dream Team was 2013 on the 3DS. So it's been 11 years.
9 years.
Oh well, they said it's weird. They said 9 years.
9 years.
Oh, hang on. Which one did I?
It was 2015.
Dream Team is a 2013 role-playing game. Alpha Dream. Maybe that's weird because they definitely said 9 years.
Or maybe they don't count COVID as 2 years.
Oh, hang on. No, they're gonna say 9 years because Bowser's Inside Story got a re-release or something. Because it came out 2009, but I'm sure that got a re-release on something. I'm sure of it. Where is it? Yeah, it got a 3DS re-release. That'll be like 2015, and that'll make the 9 years work. Weird one. Didn't really need it. Jumping one from DS to 3DS is a weird kind of remaster.
Yes, strange. What? Just to get that 3D in that wasn't very 3D.
Yeah. But this game looks pretty good. What was it about the game that was doing it for you?
I think it's just the old turn-based style, not just like Paper Mario, but I think that's what got me into it. And finally, we get a game where Mario and Luigi are together. It's all about Mario, always about Mario. There's Luigi's mentioned as well because the better games than Mario. Oh, fight me.
Them's fighting words.
They are fighting words. Do you see Mario with... Oh, wait, I was going to say, do you see Mario with a vacuum cleaner? No, he's just got a flood instead. He's got a super soaker.
He makes the mess. Luigi cleans it up.
Yes. He's got a magic hat. Does Luigi have one? No.
No.
Does he have a pet dinosaur? No. He's got a dog instead. A ghost dog.
Ghost dog, which is way cooler than Yoshi. I love Yoshi, but no. The dog is way better.
Does Mario have a crazy scientist talking to him all the time? No. No. Boring.
Well, then I guess I've got the final game then for this whole thing. It was an indie, Mio Memories in Orbit. I did not get my Hollow Knight Silk Song that I was so hoping for, and that would have been the cherry on top of what was otherwise an amazing showcase. Yeah, everyone else was hanging for it as well. But this was kind of the Metroidvania, like the 2D Metroidvania that I was kind of not the one I was hoping for, but very similar to the one that I was hoping for. The only thing they didn't really do is show a lot of gameplay, and what they did show was very, very simple stuff. They weren't showing maybe how deep it could possibly be, but otherwise, it's a stunning looking game. Like the art style's really, really cool. and then obviously it kind of highlights some of those Metroidvania elements. So I was happy with all that. I just want to see more so that I can kind of get a bit of a feel for, like, are we going for Hollow Knight kinds of hard, or are we maybe erring more on the, or are we more erring on the Ori side of the spectrum? And I'm hearing more people say Ori.
Feels like Ori. The look of
Yeah.
it looks like Ori.
Yeah.
Then Hollow Knight. You got to
But
let it
there's,
go.
well, no, I don't mean, obviously
Let go of the Hollow
the
Knight.
moment I let go
Let
of, I need to let go of Hollow Knight, because the moment I do is when the game finally comes out. But
Yes.
but then I don't think I can let go, because I'm never genuinely letting go, because I think the moment I let go is the moment the game comes out. Yeah, I get myself in this loop. It'll be this loop now until the game is cancelled. But
Or April Fools when they pretend to bring out Silk Song 2 and it's not.
but then they'll actually launch it that day, and everyone will get, like, no one will believe it.
Oh, that would be brilliant if they did that.
It's a good trick, actually.
It's like, what are you talking about? It's a real
out
game.
now.
It's
Go
legit.
get it. And everyone's
Go
going,
get it. It's like,
nah.
go.
But not a single person actually goes to look at their Switch or their Steam or their PlayStation Store, Xbox Live, whatever it happens to be, and so the game just goes days without being bought. Yeah, I was just mean in terms of, like, the difficulty and those sort of things. Like, you've got Hollow Knight that is on the more extreme sort of side when it comes to difficulty, and then you've got Nori, which has difficult moments. Like, certainly some of those escape, like, chase sequences can get a bit rough, but the moment to moment otherwise is far more manageable. And it's kind of got that far more, I guess, endearing art style. I'm not to say that Hollow Knight looks bad, because it doesn't. Hollow Knight looks incredible, but it's a more colourful, playful sort of look with Ori than Hollow Knight, and I think Mio kind of strays more towards the Ori side, which is good. I think, there's enough games that are doom and gloom and lots of dark browns and greys and blacks and all that sort of stuff. I'm okay with colour. And so, yeah, I think I'll need to see more. It's probably why it's at the very bottom of that list of 5, because I do need to see more just to get a bit of a real feel for what it could be gameplay wise. But it was still a pretty hype announcement, I thought. So I can get right around that one. Do you have any honourable mentions that you want to shout out?
I do. I got 2. The first one is the Mario Party game, which is just...
Oh, yeah, Jamboree.
Jamboree. It just looks like absolute chaos, and it looks like a game where you will lose friends. Again.
It's why we don't have any friends anymore. It's because we've, like, burnt them all playing Mario Kart games. Sorry, Mario Party games.
Yeah. Oh, Mario Kart.
Mario Kart 2.
That in there
well, they're all those friends were jealous, though. They just kept losing.
Yeah, they just need to learn how to drive and pretend that if being shit at Mario Party means you'll win because they feel sorry for you.
Yeah, checks out.
It's like best effort, like coach's award thing goes to the shittest person. You get 10 stars, and you like, and that other person tries so hard to get all the stars, and then just loses because of bullshit.
Pot luck.
And then my final one is the Nintendo Switch Online.
Oh, yeah.
We now get plus 17 options now, so more violent games are coming, and I can't wait.
It's a shame they started with Turok as one of them, because, like, Turok... I mean, firstly, there was a remaster, which I don't know. Maybe I feel like it might already be available on the Switch, but
I think
remaster was fine, and I think we realised that the original game wasn't that great, especially the original Turok. Turok 2, Seeds of Evil. Something to that. The original Turok, pretty rough.
Yeah, only because only people remember of Turok 2 is the old brain-sucking machine.
Oh, yeah. Cerebral Bore.
Yes.
Good
fun
weapon.
times that was. But we find, yes, and just jumping on the back of Xbox's showing off the new Perfect Dark. Yeah. Nintendo's gone, hey, remember? We made a really, really good one.
Remember me?
Remember me back in 1990 or 2000? I can't remember what it was.
Yeah,
I think
2000.
It was
Yeah, I think
2000.
Like
2000. Yeah, 2000. When I heard that noise, I thought thumbs up. I was like, woo! Don't do that. That just looks wrong. And it's just like perfect. I was like, cool.
You can get around that.
Yes,
it's good.
Yes,
good
it's on Xbox, but it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, you're right. There's something to be said for it just being on its home platform, I guess.
Yes.
Could there be a scenario, this is now like me making a leap in logic, that somewhere down the line, the new Perfect Dark eventually makes its way to like Switch 2 or something like that?
Yeah, but is it going to look good? That's always my concern when games that were on PlayStation or Xbox go to Switch, they just look very ugly.
Yeah.
And
To be fair, I'm talking about like the next console, so there's going to be a big jump in power. Even if it
that's
doesn't
good.
catch up to what the PS5 and Series X are doing, there's going to be a jump. So there's potential. But you're right. I mean, the new Perfect Dark looks pretty unreal. So that needs to be a souped up Switch. Well, for me,
That means
go on.
I was gonna say the upside is now if we got this plus 17 thing now, we definitely know Conker's Bad Fur Day is going to be coming.
Oh my god,
Eventually.
yes, yes. And we also got Zelda Four Swords Adventures out of it as well, which is cool.
Yes, as well for the Game Boy.
Turok.
There's one more. There was one more, and I can't remember what
Oh,
it was.
Metroid Fusion. Metroid Fusion.
Yes, that's it.
So the remake of, what was it? Zero Mission.
Zero Mission.
Zero
Or
Mission.
Zero Mission.
I can't remember now.
Yeah, it was.
The remake of the original. So good news. Good news. Lots of good stuff out there. I threw out Hello Kitty before. My actual honorable mention, Fantasian Neo Dimension. I think we maybe referenced it on the show somewhat recently that it was looking like some Apple Arcade games were going to start to jump off the platform. I guess their exclusivity window ended or something like that. And Fantasian comes from the original creator of Final Fantasy, who went off and did his own thing. He made up.
They didn't say that. I saw the name. I thought, hang on, that name looks familiar.
Yeah, no, this guy's an industry legend. Kind of the head of Final Fantasy 1 through to 10. And then
So pretty much when it started to go a bit downhill.
he was gone.
God, yes.
He left, and that's when 12 was great. 13, yeah. Look, they've fixed the ship pretty quickly.
14
but
part 1 and 2. That didn't get a great rap.
and then finally came good.
Ben Starr was in it.
Ben Starr
The
fixes
Ben Starr
everything.
effect.
Ben Starr fixes everything. The Ben Starr factor. So Fantasian, he's gone off. He went and created Blue Dragon on the Xbox 360, if you remember that one. He then went and did Lost Odyssey as well, which is probably
yes.
the number one kind of JRPG on the Xbox, and it never jumped ship to anyone else, still to this day. And then Fantasian. I mean, there was some other stuff in the middle there, but Fantasian was it was all like everything was kind of dioramas. Like if you see a little house in the background, they physically made this little figure, and then it's straight up a photo. They've kind of they were very much trying to emulate elements of what the old school games looked like with pre-rendered backgrounds and all that sort of thing, but they're legit backgrounds, like real physical things. So it looks really good, but yeah, funnily enough, Sakaguchi's kind of partnered up with Square Enix again to get the game out for other platforms with this kind of remake. I think is kind of what I'm getting from it. I think the Neo Dimension thing is kind of their way of justifying, it's not the same game as before, which means Apple can't come after us. So I could be wrong, but that's how I read it a little bit. And I've been wanting to play it on iOS for ages, but I'm not much of a mobile gamer outside of Monster Hunter now. So I couldn't see myself sitting there and genuinely, kicking back playing a game on my phone for hours and hours at a time like that. So for it to come to Switch, but it's also coming to PlayStation. I don't know about Xbox. I think probably Xbox because Square Enix is committed to putting stuff on everything now. It's good news. I'm all about it. And the crazy thing is, we've mentioned a bunch of games, but there's so many other good games at the showcase as well that we could potentially talk about as well, but not enough time for that.
Definitely not Funkos.
Not Funko.
Don't know about I'm not sure about the Disney game. That's for kids.
The Looney Tunes one wasn't great.
And the Wii Sports basketball.
I was fine with that. It's just where was that? Where was that 18 months ago?
I know. I was sort of just laughing at it, going, "That's not how you shoot. That's just me because I shoot differently to what the person was doing." I thought that's not. I sort of feel like I'm just going to be yelling, going, "That's bullshit. That should have gone in."
What you weren't feeling represented properly there?
No, I don't know. I think it's just for people who, let's be honest, so you so you hold and then upwards. No, that's not how you shoot a ball. It just doesn't look right.
No.
But it could be. I don't know. I'll give it a go because it is free, a free update. So I'll give it a go and I'll just laugh.
Yeah, I'm keen to give it a crack, but yeah, there's a bit of me that's going, where was this 18 months ago? It feels like it's way too late now. But
Are
who
people
cares?
still playing Wii Sports Online? I haven't played it since it came out. Maybe I
Yeah, I
should
haven't
go
gone
back and
back.
do some bowling.
Ugh.
Get back to some 10-pin bowling or some
Yeah, I haven't gone
10-pin
back
bowling.
to Nintendo Switch Sports since it came out. So I didn't come back for what they had. Was it golf? No.
Yeah, golf.
Yeah.
They'll bring golf later. I forgot about it until I saw the basketball thing. It's like, oh
Like,
yeah, they
oh
brought
yeah,
golf. That was
okay.
a year ago. That was well over a year ago. It's like, oh well,
Yeah,
I
pretty
just
much.
carried on.
And then there's some other cool things, but things that we kind of know are coming soon. Whether it's the NES classics, like the Nintendo World Championships thing, Luigi's Mansion 2, that's like a week away. All those sorts of things. And they announced like this is one of the ones like it's a high profile game, but I'm not crazy that they did it. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD.
Yeah,
It was
I'm
a
the
Wii
same.
game that you then kind of remastered to an extent to bring to 3DS, but then
This is some
you're
Naughty
now
Dog stuff.
remaking it to it feels
Very
very
Naughty
Naughty
Dog.
Dog.
Last of Us. Yeah, I was just hoping, like, why can't they make a new Donkey Kong Country
Exactly,
game?
right?
Like, I don't understand because I scratch my head. It's like I've got it on Wii, I've got it on DS. I don't need it again on Switch.
That's it.
Just give me a new one. I'll be
Yeah,
happy.
I don't understand the logic around that one unless this is like a developer that's kind of trying to get the hang of kind of some of the consoles and earn some stripes from Nintendo, and then Nintendo turns around and says, "All right," a bit like what happened with Sanzaru back in the day, where they pitched this idea for Sly Cooper 4 to PlayStation. PlayStation said, "No, no, no, wait. Like we like your idea, but show us that you're up to it by remastering the trilogy first." So they did. They did the trilogy for PS3 and then got greenlit to do the fourth game. Maybe this is one of those sort of scenarios where, all right, cool, show us that you're up to it, that you can work with our console and do things the way we like it, and then you go off and make another one, which would be good because obviously Retro's kind of caught up with Metroid Prime 4. So
But so it doesn't come out till next year, though, does it?
yeah, January.
January. So if they do it right, then there's going to be one on the new console, if that's the case.
Yeah, and it might be just a case of Nintendo just looking to see if they can work with whoever this developer is that's doing it, but it also could be an internal thing anyway. At which point that would be really annoying because you just don't need this. You're not. It's not on a road to something else. So go figure. Any other thoughts though?
No, I think overall, good.
Good. And
Good.
showcase
went out
season is
strong.
finally done.
I say they went out strong with, I forgot what the game was that they started with.
Oh, Mario and Luigi.
Mario and Luigi, of course, and then finished it even stronger with Metroid
Prime
Prime 4 Beyond. Is it Beyond?
Beyond.
I saw Beyond, I started thinking of Buzz Lightyear. That's the first thing.
I just started
Of-
thinking of Podcast Beyond and Greg Miller shouting Beyond at me. But
I was just thinking to infinity, and that's Brazil.
but that checks out too. And also it brings the end of showcase season. Thank God for that. There's been enough of these things.
Good.
Done with
Too
kind of having
naughty.
to try and track ridiculous numbers of games being announced. Most of them are games that are never going to sell enough and are unfortunately going to fizzle and die. And developers are going to be shut down everywhere because there's not enough money. It's, yeah, good one, everyone. But there's going to be some good games in there too. Whether they survive or not. They're going to be good games. And I'm keen to play them. So maybe don't give your money to Xbox for Game Pass because you could make more money another way. All right.
Ooh,
Other ways by selling it,
savage.
selling the game,
Selling the game
like that
always works.
like that multiplayer game, the one with like the toys that are fighting, an online multiplayer game that they sold like 50,000 copies in a week and have got more money than they've ever had in their lives and they're stoked and they only sold 50,000 copies. You could be that developer. Anyway,
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, then someone was having a go and go, oh shut up, you only sold 50,000 copies. And then he came back and said, well, hey, that 50,000 copies did this, this, and this. So pretty much just
50,000 copies of like a
Screw you.
$30 video game is a shit ton of money.
for an
That's
indie
a lot of
developer,
money.
Jesus.
Um,
Up yours, shitty Twitter man.
yeah. Well,
You make a game. Yeah, yours turns out, guarantee it'll sell one, and it'll be to yourself
yeah, your mummy bought it for you.
or your dad.
Yeah,
Either one.
Whoever's important in your life, I guess. But maybe they won't even get it because they don't love you
I'm
either,
just like,
nerd.
son, sit down. We'll be honest. Your game, it was shit.
You tried your best and you failed miserably.
Tried your
The
best.
lesson
You
is
tried your
never
best,
try.
And I tried your best, and that clearly wasn't good enough.
Nobody liked what you did. All right. That's where we wrap things up for this episode. Stay tuned, I guess, in a couple of days. We'll do our final episode of the month, our patched updates. We'll talk about all the games we've been playing lately. The gap between this episode and the next will be pretty short compared to normal because we did it on purpose. Yes. Anyway, visit the website player2.net.au where you'll catch reviews, previews, and a whole bunch more. I've hit up Jamie Penning. We've done a versus feature for the website, breaking down every single game. Go check that one out for everyone. Once I finish recording this, I'm going to get back inside and finish editing and get it online. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's a whole bunch more patched. There's gameplay. There's a whole bunch of other cool things there. Lots of shorts, etc. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au. Check it out. Early access, higher tiers, monthly episode exclusives. And finally, there's Twitter. Matto.
Matto_Phil.
Paul, James Games, myself. The website is player2au. And until next week, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you later.